This is the Chat City interviews from 103.2 Preston FM with your host, Hughie Parr.
In the studio, we've got Mrs. Alison Carlow and Mrs. Carol Carlow, sisters of P.A.N.D.A, from P.A.N.D.A. So tell us, for listeners who don't know, tell us about P.A.N.D.A, what P.A.N.D.A stands for.
Okay, P.A.N.D.A stands for Paediatric Awareness of Neurological Disorders Association. And what we do is we provide a family-friendly community at present. We bring together families who are living with a child with a neurological condition, and we bring them together so that they can share experiences, so they can support each other, not just in terms of the like on a medical side of things, but more on a more holistic approach. So it's the challenges that they face on a daily basis. So rather than looking at each individual neurological disorder, what we do is we look at the families and the issues that they're going through and bring them together so that collectively they can empower themselves and create a bigger support network. And
when we talk about a neurological disorder, what would be some of the conditions that somebody could be suffering from? I suppose automatically people might think of autism or along those lines. Would there be other conditions?
There are many, hundreds, and autism, spina bifida, anything that relates to like the brain, a disorder with the brain, the cerebral palsy, hydrocephalus. The list. To be honest,
you're right. There's so many, aren't there? And how did you then get involved with doing this, and is there a reason through your own life, etc.?
There is, yeah. It's from a personal experience. I mean, I too am a parent. I've got a 3-year-old little boy who I found out on my 20-week scan that he had spina bifida.
Right.
And although there was there's medical support, like personal support, what I needed, because I felt isolated. You know, it was a scary time for myself and my family.
I'm sure.
So this inspired me to create P.A.N.D.A, you know, to help others who go through the same situation as myself.
So you were given the information from a medical perspective.
I was, yeah.
But then you felt that other support available, or if there'd have been somebody to talk to, that at that time that would have really helped. You had your family around you, but sometimes it's nice to have other people, isn't it, who you can talk to outside the family. And is it along those lines that you were thinking that you could help others through P.A.N.D.A then?
It is, yeah. I mean, to this day, when my son was born,
how old is he now?
He's 3 years old.
3 years old.
Yeah. To this day, I still haven't met a family with a child similar condition, and it's not nice to live every day, because I knew nothing about spina bifida at all, and all I got was what's on the web. You know, you only get certain information from the medical experts, and for my son personally, all his consultants were all in Manchester, so you know, I don't get regular information. And there's a charity called Shine, but that's in London, and my son can't attend any of the events, because the events that are on, because they're too far away, you know, so we need something local. We need something in Preston. There are no support networks, is there?
I think also what we're trying to do is to focus less on the medical side and more on the emotional side, because when you go to the hospital and places like that, you get the information about your child, but there isn't much concern for you as a parent or a family member on the difficulties that you're facing, feelings of isolation, of helplessness, really, because you know all you want to do is help your child, and you don't know how.
And I understand that, because of course doctors and medical profession, they are focusing medically and dealing with people all the time, aren't they? So they sometimes don't understand the emotional turmoil that somebody's going through, or maybe indeed don't understand when they explain that condition what that person is feeling at the time they're telling them. So how did you then go about setting up P.A.N.D.A?
Well, at the minute we're at university and we're studying community leadership and project management. And
at UCLan?
At UCLan.
Ah, right.
And it started there. What we did, because Alison always wanted to do something like this, so we kind of brought the two together. All the knowledge that we've learnt from UCLan, we've put into personally what we want to do, and it's grown really quickly. I mean, we've had so much help and support, haven't we? Especially from the Northern Lights team. They've been fantastic with us, and it's coming together now. It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what you want to be able to do as time goes on is that other families within situations that they don't know they could talk to, at least there could be a network of people who could support each other, or they could contact yourselves. Is that the way that you would like to see this move on?
Yeah. It is providing that support network. It is, and it's not just for people who have had the child. It's for children. It's for parents who were, they've found out the child has got a condition. That in itself is a traumatic experience, and so we welcome them too. If they need someone to speak to about how they're feeling, what they're going through, then we'd like them to contact us. And also for children who haven't been diagnosed as yet, because a lot of them have very complex needs. They could have quite a number of different disorders that collectively make up their unique disability, if you will.
Yeah.
And so we're open to everybody.
And would you like to maybe get to a stage where people could meet together? Is it to do it in that kind of way, where it could be a kind of self-help group from people together?
We would love that, because part of our slogan, if you will, for P.A.N.D.A is to engage, enrich, empower. We want to empower these parents in order to know that there are people out there with similar children with like the same similar disorders, but we are determined to support families, which will we want to empower them, but also we want to engage the community as well and maintain the awareness of neurological disorders as a whole. There is no like just for autism or for cerebral palsy. It's a whole.
I think we also want to make the community aware of some of the issues that these families face. I mean, quite often when you've got a child who has a disability, if you go out into a public place, you get looks, you get comments, you get almost expected to leave. And that's not right, and that's what we're fighting against, if you will, letting these families know that they don't have to put up with that. We support each other, and by creating awareness within the community, we're hoping that people will realise that these children, they're just like everybody else. They have additional needs, but that's it, and they deserve the respect that everybody else gets.
That's right. I totally agree with you on that. And again, it must be nice to be able to talk to each other. I mean, when your son was diagnosed with spina bifida, I mean, he's now 3.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're now putting the organisation together. What at that time do you think would have really helped you that you now can help other people with?
The main thing for me personally was meeting just another family who was going through the same as me. I felt completely alone, scared. It was just to meet someone with a similar condition, but also as well. One thing that we would like to do is to have sort of conference with neurological experts in the field, and that was one thing that I really wanted as well. I wanted to be able to, openly speak to a doctor who could answer questions when I wanted them answered, because you only get, when you go to an appointment with your child, you get a 10-minute slot, that's it. And quite often you forget, once you come out, you're like, damn, I wish I would have said that. So I would like to run for our families, neuroscience experts, to answer
who
all
could come
questions.
along and talk to, say, a group, and maybe look at ways of when somebody is going to a medical appointment that they write a list of the questions, or maybe have somebody with them who can help ask the relevant questions.
Yeah. But also, I'd like to another thing as well is people's ignorance. In society too, like when your child, like the supermarket, what Sarah said before, you can go to a supermarket and your child can have a tantrum. People call it a tantrum, and then you get like the comments of, please shut your kid up, that kind of thing, right? And quite often you have to carry around apology cards, to explain for your child. It's not right, and it's not nice, that parents have to actually do that. So I would like to hopefully request from your supermarkets to open up maybe an hour at the weekends, so that our families can go shopping freely, and they don't have to worry about apologising to members of the public, and they can be together and feel relaxed, and just know that they don't have to answer to anyone.
So again, a lot of it through public relations, and through working together, and through publicity, etc.
That's right.
And you've got an event coming up, but I know you were just telling me before we came on air, and this is brilliant that we're talking about this event on the 5th of May at the Space Centre, which we know well at Chat City in Peddars Lane. Yeah. And you sold the tickets.
We sold them in 3 days. So
So that must tell you a lot. That must tell you of the need that there is, and the support that you would get by continuing this journey then.
That's right.
We've had amazing feedback. We've done quite a number of consultations and surveys, utilising social media quite a lot, and the feedback we've had, it's the same story quite often, that people want this support. It's not they have access to some organisations, but these quite a lot target one specific disorder. So quite a lot of people feel that, well, I don't belong in that one, and I don't belong in that one, so they feel like they have nowhere to go, which is why with P.A.N.D.A we're open to everybody.
So the event on Monday, even though all the tickets at the moment have gone, what is the event on Monday then at the Space Centre? Okay,
we're having, we gave family passes, which gives them an hour free use of the sensory room. We're doing arts and crafts workshops. We have got raffle and tombola stalls. We're doing hopefully, if the weather's nice, we're doing a treasure hunt for the children. And the main thing is that families can come together, and we can start the process of meeting each other. And I'd like to do some feedback of what the service users for the event, what they would like P.A.N.D.A to do. So, we are dedicated to becoming the best support service, if you will, in Preston. So we're going to rely on our service users' feedback, what they want.
And then after that event, I mean, if somebody was listening now, some family listening now, and recognised totally what you've been telling me, what about the future then? I mean, how could they contact you, or how are you probably going to take this further after the event on Monday, so people can find out about you?
Rick, do you want to?
If anyone is listening and would like to know more about P.A.N.D.A, we have a number of ways that they can contact us. We have a website, that's www.contactpanda.org.uk. There's a lot of background information about P.A.N.D.A, why we started it. We also list any upcoming events that we'll be carrying out. We also have, they can email us at the team at P.A.N.D.A, at contactpanda.org.uk. And we welcome any feedback, any suggestions from anyone within the community, because quite a number of people are connected to a child with a neurological condition, and we want to engage with not just the parents, but siblings, grandparents, aunties, uncle, the whole extended family, because it does impact everybody. And so
there are some people who, like I've got feedback from Facebook, who are unsure as to what a neurological disorder actually is.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
On our website, there is actually an A to Z link.
Right.
And if you click on that, you'll find they'll all come up, but there's hundreds and hundreds of them. But we are planning more events over the coming year, and we will be posting them on Twitter, on Facebook. We're well publicising them.
Brilliant.
So we will hopefully as well be running more events at the Space Centre.
Good.
So for the families that unfortunately couldn't get a ticket this time, we will be running one very shortly.
Well, keep us informed of the event so we can put them on air, and maybe you could come back in a couple of months' time and tell us how it's going.
We will do, that'd be great.
And good luck on Monday. And just give us the contact details again, if you would, please.
Yes, certainly. The website address is www.contactpanda.org.uk, and the email is theteam@contactpanda.org.uk. We are also on Twitter. It's @ContactPanda.
Brilliant. It'd be nice if we could follow this up maybe in a couple of months' time and keep us involved with the events. And sorry, you were just going to say?
I was going to say that because we are newly established, if there is anybody out there who could donate anything from a prize that we can use for our regular tombolas or raffles, or if anybody has got any space that they could donate to us so we can, like a unit or something, or just any donations would be really, really appreciated.
Okay, brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you for both coming in this morning.
Thank
I
you.
look forward to us meeting again soon and a follow-up on how things are going. Okay,
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening. We hope you've enjoyed the interviews as much as we have. Why not give us a tweet at ChatCityPFM?